3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we just got this rod back in the water with the threaded worm. It's tough to tell, but we've got my ship position right here. It's literally right on one of my icons from yesterday. There's another one coming up, another one coming up, another one coming up. And what this is, it's a tapering out of a long, steep hill before this reservoir was made. And it's surrounded by a creek arm on one side and by the river channel on another side. So these fish have access to deep water for comfort. They can slide up here and feed. They can fall back on those edges and be as sluggish as they want at times. But when they're on top of here, they're generally fairly conducive to getting caught. And, you know, literally we pulled up, just got our line set and popped one. So it worked out just as exactly as we had planned here. We'll finish drifting this out to the end. One thing we may run into that I did yesterday, which was very interesting, was marking large clusters of color on the sonar and not completely sure if it was bushes or brush or if it was bait. It was just so compact. Looking over at the dragonfly and the down scan, I could easily tell they were massive schools of shad, which I've got a fish on up here, and I'll finish the commentary as I go up to catch his fish. And they were so thick that actually when I was pulling through them, I could feel my bottom bouncer bouncing off them and pulling through them like they were brush. There might be some more of them. Okay. But just on the tail end of this, you can see on the dragonfly, this is a massive school of shad. It's just scrolling off, and you can see it here. So this is, you know, a guy's kind of confused. You're not really sure what that is. You look over here, it's 100% certain that is a massive school of shad. And then if we pop up one further where I've got this screen split, it is right on the tip of this long tapering point, which was an old hill that dropped into the reservoir. Once again with a creek arm here, with the riverside and the actual river channel here. And it's pretty encouraging from my standpoint is we saw the same exact shad there yesterday. So they're hanging here, the fish are still here. Now hopefully they'll hold for a couple days. We'll be able to come back and still get on these fish. I see no reason for them to leave. They've got deep water access for the cooler water. The shad are no different than the walleyes. The wind gets kicked up, gets things stirred up. They'll slide up on top of the shallow structure, which is just very quick for them to do because they've got the deep water access immediately next to it. They come up here, start feeding. The walleyes are right behind them. Catfish, which we were hammering on pretty good there earlier, also utilizing them. So it looks like we're kind of getting a plan put together. It takes a day or two, but with a little bit of thought, the proper equipment, you know, a guy can get this type of stuff done. Help your fishing. Probably the most important factor is the safety factor, particularly you get on bodies of water like this, because some of these points will jut way out. There's submerged bars, islands, this type of thing. And this was all old cottonwood growth, 65, 70 foot trees before they flooded the reservoir. This guy poses no problem because we can see him obviously. But the case in point being, there are literally millions of these that are just under the surface. With the background mapping, it not only shows you the shallower areas where they will be, so for example you want to run in the river channel, it also has specifically spelled out flooded timber. So you want to avoid those areas at all costs, particularly on rougher days. You know, gosh, there may be one this much under the surface or this much above. When you're coming over rollers, you're never going to see that. And by God, if a guy hits one of them and you're going pretty good, it's obviously going to cause some damage, most likely cause injury, and it can certainly cause death. So having this stuff, to me, makes me feel safe. And I know this river like the back of my hand. I was telling Tom earlier today, I still find myself occasionally drifting into some of these areas. You look up, get your bearings straight again, keeps you out of trouble. Very key feature to this, and the things are super accurate. You know, you can believe them. Once again, good ideas run directly in the river channel. Obviously never any worries there. So just an important note to keep track of there.